down 281 to Spencer. Yeah,
It was crazy.
It was a disaster.
Yeah. It took me 8 hours one time to get from Omaha to Lynch.
Yeah.
Because of all the bridges being out. And we're talking about the floods of 2019.
Right.
But that had a devastating effect on all sorts of things.
Yeah.
And this grocery store was kind of collateral damage
That's
to a
right.
certain extent of
That's
that.
right. Well, and then originally, right away, what really happened is that a lot of well-meaning people and by all means, donated a lot of supplies. Well, the community hall next door was clear full of supplies. Nobody's buying anything in here. So you don't think about those things until you analyze things afterwards.
Yeah.
But to be fair, the Farnicks were getting up there in years, and they were ready to retire anyway. So the new buyers they owned the Niobrara store also. The new buyers of the Niobrara store weren't interested in this one, so we're out of a grocery store.
And that's kind of where I want to pick up this story.
And
So-
you gotta introduce them too.
Well, yeah, we have David Barnes here. Now, you're from Lynch, graduated from Lynch Public High School.
1971.
There we go.
Class of 17.
Yep.
Okay, so did you ever leave town, or you've always
Yes.
been here?
Yeah, I
Okay.
moved to Omaha. Lived in Omaha for 40-some years.
Oh, I gotcha.
I'm a retired accountant. Work for a large construction company in
Okay.
Omaha. And
Just wanted to get back home.
yeah, a little slower pace, a slower pace lifestyle, and get away from the city and get back and hang out with my own old cronies like your father, like me.
Getting the band back together.
Yeah, that's right. Getting the band back together. Yeah.
How long ago did you move back?
We completed our move in July of 19.
Okay.
So I was just right after the flooding, and but there wasn't any water. There wasn't any town water at that point yet. So you'd have to buy bottled water to make your coffee and stuff like that, and boil water to wash your dishes and things like that. Although growing up on the farm, we just pumped it out of the well, and that's what you drank and that's what you used. It wasn't a whole lot different.
Yeah.
So, but I guess we all survived that. But
My buddy Aaron Holtz
Yeah.
still had well water out at their farm.
Yeah.
And it always had a crazy taste to it. He couldn't tell the taste. But when we went out, they were like, "What is wrong with your water, man?" But
ours was terrible too. It was a 40-foot well, and it was just hard. It was just it just eat through pipes and stuff. But anyway, that's we're going down a rabbit hole here. But,
we got good water now.
yes, we do. Yeah, it comes out of Oak County, out of the well fields over there, and it's good water now.
So the flood happened. Farnicks were looking to retire anyhow,
Right.
get out of the grocery biz. You moved to town, and all of a sudden, Lynch doesn't have a grocery store.
Correct. Yeah.
So how did this all come about, really?
Well, I'm glad you asked that. A few months after the store closed, Janie Fisher bought the building for a very reasonable price,
Okay.
and she had intentions of trying to reopen it as a grocery store. So how did I get involved? Well, it was at happy hour one night, and I had 3 pretty good IPAs, and you should really only limit yourself to one, by the way, if they're pretty big. And Martha and Janie approached me about being on a committee to try to bring a grocery store, and so 3 beers in, sure.
Seems like a good idea.
Sure.
Yeah,
why not?
why not? So I guess you could say they got me drunk and took advantage of it.
Oh, is that what happened? Okay.
See?
The truth comes out.
Yeah, I guess since we're not FCC regulated, I can say things like that. So we Janelle Mashanik had seen in Norfolk paper where Charlotte Nargis out of the extension office in Lincoln, UNL, had helped Plainview or Norfolk or somebody do something. So she noticed that article, and Martha Fisher called her to see what we were. Said, well, we bought a building. We want to open a grocery store. What do we do next? None of us have any grocery store experience. There was 6 of us that the bigger players in this. Martha Nelson, Janie Fisher, Paul Fisher, Jabe Fisher, Janelle Mashanik, and myself. So Martha called her and sort of started the ball rolling. We put together a survey
Okay.
to we sent out to everybody with a 68746 zip code. We sent it out to alumni, because we have an alumni listing, and that we were interested in grocery. We were trying to see what kind of interest there was in reopening the grocery store. We did get 45% response, which is I think is, from what I understand, that's pretty good. You're lucky if you get a third.
Sure.
Yeah.
And this was also online, and we sent out email. I sent out emails to well-heeled people I knew, and
Right.
and to see if they would contribute and to complete the survey online. And so there was enough interest. 75% of the people said they'd spend half their grocery budget in here, and we determined that would probably be enough to try to reopen.
Okay.
So the next step is, what type of entity are we going to do? You could do an LLC, but you're going to have to round up money, and you'd have investors to have to. Well, you still do, but it was just kind of decided that since we were going to need figured we'd need $100,000 to redo the building and initial inventory. So we decided to go cooperative. The price of the shares were $250 for a common share. That's a voting stock, and then $250 a share for preferred stock, which would earn dividends if the store became
Profitable.
viable. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So, we started that June of 2021. We thought we would try to be open by October of 2021. We didn't make that target. So we started, and the first night we rounded up $30,000. And then that was early June, and then the alumni banquet, and there were 400 people at the alumni banquet, and so we made a spiel there too, and told a couple of lame jokes, and
Yeah.
Got some IPAs and some people. And
yeah,
And
yeah.
took
That
advantage
should
of
have been
those people
the
too.
first route. Just get those IPAs out there.
yeah. Oh, yeah. If you want reviews on IPAs and Scotch and bourbon, come to me. So, if you're someplace and you're not sure which one to get, just text me.
All right.
Oh, by the way, if you ever see a Van Winkle, buy it.
Okay.
A Van Winkle.
Bourbon.
Okay.
Oh.
You won't.
No.
Oh,
Is it
okay.
that Pappy
Yeah.
Van Winkle or whatever? Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
so
know
you've
what
heard of
that
it?
I've heard
is?
of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, most people. Yeah. I have one bottle.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it super rare?
Yeah. It's fairly. It's got a mystique, and frankly it's overhyped.
Oh.
There's other ones that are secondary market. The 23-year-old could go for $2,000.
Serious?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, secondary market. But I've seen some out there for $90, but then I looked at it. Oh, that's just for the bottle. There's nothing.
That's an empty bottle.
There's nothing in it.
Nice.
No thanks.
But we're down the rabbit hole. But
Yeah.
but that's things I like to talk about.
Well, yeah. Well, and day one you raised $30,000. That had been a pretty good sign.
That was a good sign, and we thought that maybe we'd raise quite a bit more after the banquet, but we didn't, because people were more concerned about coming downtown and and drinking IPAs and Busch Lights and things like that. And it kind of was slow. We kind of was slow after that. We put articles in the Spencer Advocate. That's the county newspaper. Every other week, letting people know where we were, that we were still trying to reopen. So, if they don't hear anything, it's done.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you just put something in there. Let them know how much stock we've received, what we received in grants, and what we received in donations. So I'd say by August 1st we were maybe at $60,000. It just seemed to me that people were waiting for a threshold to be met. Okay, if you get to 50,000, I'll give something. If you get to 60, I'll give something.